If you don't keep these 5 boundaries, you're probably going to break up. We don't disappear when things get hard. We take space when needed, but we always come back. We don't keep each other guessing. When we have needs, we speak them out loud and we allow the other person to meet those needs. We don't just go silent and walk away. If we need a break, we let the other person know and we let them know when we're coming back. We don't compete for who's right and who is wrong. We seek understanding, not for a winner and a loser. We don't prioritize comfort over truth. We're honest even when it's hard. If you want safety and security in your relationships, but it's not that way right now, read the caption.
Here is the hard truth. Most people say they want a good guy, but they don't know how to handle one when they actually get him. Why? Because a good guy doesn't play games and he doesn't join in on the drama. If you get mad and start yelling, he isn't going to yell back or beg for your attention. He's just going to stay calm. If you're used to toxic relationships, this is going to confuse you. You might call him cold or say he doesn't care, but he's not cold. He just has self-respect. He is protecting his peace. Yeah. When you are used to chaos, a peaceful relationship can actually feel boring. There is no crazy roller coaster of emotion. But here is the secret. Drama doesn't build a future. Stability does. A solid man isn't looking for a fight. He's looking for a teammate. He builds, he doesn't break. Yeah. And the right partner won't fight that peace. She will step up and build right beside him.
I remember my conversation on my last reel talking about some, oh, you Asian. You ain't gonna have no options compared to white or black men. Okay, I mean, he ain't lying, right? He's not lying at all. On average, we don't got that many options compared to black or white men on average in America. But guess what? I don't give a about it. Asian motherfuckers be at the bottom in terms of the dating market, but guess what? I'm not finna let that stop me. You know why? Cause shooters shoot. And guess what? If you're not gonna shoot the shot, you was never gonna get it. I don't give a if I'm Asian. I don't give a about it. I know most of my shots is not going in because I like women that's not Asian. But guess what? I'm still gonna try. Shooters gonna shoot. I'm not gonna let rejection get the best of me. I'm not gonna put my head down. I'm not gonna stop trying. Just gotta get turned down a time now, bro. Most of my shots is not going in. But does Steph Curry make all his shots? No. And he's the greatest shooter of all time. So to all my Asian men out there, please understand that if you don't make no moves, if you don't shoot your shot, you was never gonna get it. Period. Don't listen.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video. You know, a lot of modern women don't really do anything. So that's why modern men stopped initiating. And you're mad at the man because he stopped initiating, but he was really acting like a bum. I mean, honestly and truly.
I just want to get this off my chest real quick. And honestly, this is a conversation I've been doing my best to stay away from because a lot of times it can sound so common sense, but people still ask me, and I know as humans, sometimes we just need to hear it. People ask me, Dimitri, how do I know if this man really cares? Or how do I know if this man means what he says? Or why isn't he doing X, Y, Z? Baby, listen. If you ever have to question your position in a man's life, you don't have one. You don't call your boss every day you get up and say, hey, do I still have a job? Right? Before you show up. That's because if security does not exist, you are not safe. And it's the same way with a man. I've never asked a woman out on a date ever that I didn't already envision being my wife. When I ask, I say, I would love to get to know you. It's very intentional. And a lot of times men are more strategic than women give them credit for. Men know they can breadcrumb you just long enough to get what they want. But it be you, because a lot of men say, I don't want that. And you think you can change them. Baby, you can't.
A lot of these modern women don't understand that your entitlement, your level of delusion, all of that is real loud and men are real quiet because I'm not going to entertain BS and nonsense. That's what I'm not going to do.
Lessons I learned about men and relationships from my 5 older brothers. Growing up with 5 older brothers, I learned a hard truth about how men really feel about the easy woman. My brothers didn't fall in love with the pick-me girl. They used her. These type of women stopped being a potential girlfriend and they became their ego supply. Ironically, the pick-me woman thinks she's winning because she's different. I'm not like the other girls. I'm chill. I don't ask for much. I just, let him do him. Baby, that's low maintenance access. So I witnessed these women literally working in the wifey role they'd never get hired for. From what I've seen, pick-me's never ended up as the main girl. My brothers used to joke that a pick-me, or chicken head as they would call them, or bird, as they would refer to them in the 90s, was the best investment. Low effort, high reward. No standards, no pressure, no consequences. She'll help him hide his behavior, then attack other women to get his approval, thinking it makes her the special one when It's only a matter of time that she was going to get traded. Now, my brothers didn't come out of the womb as the gentlemen that they are today. So sadly, my brothers never respected the pick me. They kept her around because she made bad behavior easy. She was tolerated because she was convenient. Literally a woman auditioning for a commitment while accepting a situationship. And all that meant was that she'll stay no matter what. These type of women weren't different. They were just compliant. And psychologically, a lot of pick-me behavior is trauma-based performance. These type of women over-accommodate, over-agree, over-give, over-prove. Because deep down, they think being easy to love will stop people from leaving. But men don't usually commit harder when standards disappear. They get comfortable. And comfort without accountability creates disrespect. My brother would say, the harder she tries to prove she's different, the less you have to do. Send it to your bestie who needs to finally pick herself.
And once again, nobody really wants to say it, or modern women, maybe not say it, but modern women don't really want to believe it. But your choices have consequences. Men are not obligated to rescue you from your terrible choices. Period.
You think chivalry in modern dating? Who makes the first move? Guy. I'm a little old school, so I think intention from the guy matters. Don't you think chivalry is not only reserved for men? Both men and women can make the first move. Okay, maybe. Planning the date. I would like to plan the date because planning is a lot of effort, and I think the effort matters. That's chivalry for me. Over planning your date can be very controlling, yeah. Okay, let me give you a scenario. Okay. Going drinking on the first date. I would personally avoid it. But if you do go out for drinks, I think it's a guy's responsibility to make sure she's safe, book an Uber and check if she's gotten home safely. Yeah, 100%. What about splitting the bill? I would not want to split the bill on the first date. This is the first thing I would agree with you. Because you can do it in a way where you're paying for alternate meals. Yeah, another super underrated form of chivalry for me is when you're on your date, you keep your phone away. Oh, for sure.
A fetus is not a human being. 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 A fetus is a fetus.
What is it then? Oh, wait. I have an idea. Let's take a look at what the actual definition of a fetus is. Now that we have verified that the definition of a fetus is an unborn offspring, and if a human being happens to be carrying that fetus, that would make it a human unborn offspring, wouldn't it? So this is actually an excellent example of how repeating something over and over again doesn't make it true.
Modern women continue to talk about why don't men chase? Where are the men who court? Where are the men who pursue? I'll be standing right behind you. I'll be standing right alongside you. I'll be standing right in front of you. But you too busy looking at Chad to ever see where I'm.
Hey, why are we in a social climate of where men do not approach women, like women they'd be romantically interested in? Because women have very overtly said they don't want to be approached. Like the loudest voices talking about men approaching women are saying, don't approach us. Now, there's nuance there. Understand I am very pro-social. I want people talking to each other as much as possible, regardless of romantic interest, but certainly including that. Now, I didn't fully articulate myself when I said there's good reasons for men not to approach women. It's more that I want men to approach women thoughtfully. I want you to be very mindful of your physical size difference and how much space is between you. I want you to be very mindful of not creating a sense of pressure or obligation. I want you to be very mindful of if she's not interested in talking, that you don't keep pushing it. I want you to be very mindful that if you get rejected, that's not a personal reflection of you. She's just not interested. If you can keep all of those things in mind, then approach women left, right, and center. This is what women are talking about when they say don't approach us. They're talking about men who do not follow the rules I just laid out. Of course, not all men that approach women are disregarding those rules. And those men know that. Those men who are like very mindful of women and how they come off and creating a safe space, they understand when we're saying don't approach women, we're not talking to them. But the majority of men don't understand this.
That is it's one of a few that I hear again and again, that we call it waiting for the well. And count to 30. Right? They don't need encouragement the way we do. Like, yes, I'm with you. Oh, wow. Really? That's it. Interrupt. And I've gotten emails from people saying just that one thing saved their marriage. Just that one thing changed everything. And men are so deep. And one of the myths is that they're superficial, but we don't realize we're cutting them off at the tip of the iceberg. and there's so much in there. And feelings, which we always want them to talk about, that's deep sea diving. You gotta wait and wait and wait, sometimes days. Like, you can think about this and get back to me. It's worth waiting for. They'll tell us all about how they feel.
I'm sure what modern women are thinking that men are supposed to do. If you tell a man you don't need him, if you tell a man he's not important, if you tell a man that, he's a loser and he's a sissy and he's gay and all that stuff, why do you think that he would continue to hang around you?
This is how you approach women out in public. Like, so I was out on a walk in San Francisco. A guy came up to me and essentially he was, hey, you're really beautiful. Like, are you a model? I'm so sorry if you see this, but I actually thought it was so endearing and so sweet. Like, it plain old compliment. He was really kind. Yeah, that's just one easy way you can approach women. He asked me if he could get my Instagram. I gave him my Instagram. By the way, yes, I'm having skin issues. Don't judge me. But literally, guys, it's that easy. Sure, that guy has taken multiple shots at different women today. That is how you're supposed to do it. Don't over-index on one woman's reaction. I really think you should be approaching many women a day. If I was a guy, I'd be approaching multiple women a day. Some of you guys are scared of being labeled a creep, but as long as she has an escape route, you're good. My name is Domo. You've just been put on game. And if you want help in your dating life, and you need a sidekick on your side giving you support like me, AskDomo.ai is the solution for you. I built her brick by brick, and she will help you get your baddie. New York, I am coming for you in a few weeks to start the dating show with me and a couple friends. It's going to be killer. Keep your eyes out at Do We Like Him, where basically we come to see if you can find a date on stage. Here's how to know if a woman wants you to talk to her in public. This is the foolproof way to know, guys. I'm telling you. This is called the look back test, and it's exactly what you think it is. Or is it? Here's how you execute the look back test. So let's say you're walking in the street, the grocery store, and you see a woman you like. A lot of women are too shy to do eye contact. They don't want to get rejected just as much as you don't. But you look, maybe you don't look. That's not the necessary part. The necessary part of the equation is when you guys pass each other, does she look back? This is OP for shy girls because they don't risk anything. Does she look back? Does she do the action of turning around and looking back? If she does that, that means she's open to you. This has happened to me. I was on a run and we made eye contact as I was walking. Eye contact was so strong that I looked back. I slowed down. I looked back and then he was looking at me and we went up to each other and he got my number. It's called the look back test, guys. Do that for your easy peasy, low friction way to approach women in public. My name is Domo, and I just put you on game. By the way, guys, click the link in bio to get Ask Domo. It's Domo in your pocket, 24/7, unlimited questions. Matter of fact, it's honestly almost better than me. Get it in bio. It's a good product. I would not be so proud of pushing this if it weren't a good product. Purchase in bio.
Modern women don't understand. In one breath, you can't call a man unnecessary, not needed. Well, your skill set is obsolete. And then in the next breath, all the men, they all passing me up and nobody stopping to help me. Huh. I wonder why.
Are modern relationships suffering from entitlement on both sides?
Yes.
We're talking about high standards, low effort, and are people asking for more but offering less?
Yeah. Can we have your perspective? Like, what do you think about that?
You think that modern relationships suffer from entitlement on both sides?
I believe they do. To get back to what Jada was saying, I believe that now there's too much information out.
Yes.
But I do believe for older gentlemen like myself and Mo, all rounded. So we just have higher expectations as opposed to seeing what you guys want. We know what we have, we know what we contain, and we just know what we won't settle for. So it's not really an entitlement thing for us. It's kind of like, listen, we got it together and we expect you to come correct.
You know, bringing up social media, sorry, because I wanted to ask this a little earlier, the first time this was brought up. In a modern relationship, could you be in a relationship with your partner and not have each other on any socials?
I would prefer that. I've been trying to get it that way in my relationship. She wants to be included, and I completely get that. But my thing is, support isn't surveillance. That's just my personal opinion. And like, there's a thin line between what her expectations are and then who I am and like what my content is.
I can spend years being dedicated, being liable, being loyal. And at the end of it, realize because these modern women are in the headspace that they're in, all of that meant nothing to her at all. Why would I stay around for that?
Men will be like, I'm not paying for dinner. And I'm like, okay, I had Botox this week. That was $440. I had a session with my trainer. I pay her $330 a month. I got my nails done this morning. That was $150. And now my hair is another $250. I've spent over $1,000 maintaining my appearance this week. They can pay for dinner, ladies.
It is always so interesting to me that women will make this argument, and we've seen this time and time again, that this is the argument for women wanting men to pay for the date, and especially dinner dates, because those are more expensive. These are the type of women that say we want everything equal. Well, if I'm paying for this, then he should pay for that. But then these are the same women that will say that they don't care what a man thinks about how they look, that they get done up a certain way, they wear certain clothing because they like it. It is not for men. Okay, but do you see how those two things clash a little bit, ladies? Can we just admit that you do want men to find you attractive and then to pay for things for you because you feel like that's him putting effort in, and then that means that he likes you? Anyways, I just wanted to point that out.
Because I'm in a relationship, I don't act single just because I'm upset. A lot of people know how to be committed when everything is going well. But the real test of your character is what you do and how you move when you get hurt, when you're frustrated, misunderstood, feeling neglected. That's when people show who they really are. Some people get upset and all of a sudden boundaries disappear. Now it's, I'm going out, I'm doing me, I don't care anymore. Now they're entertaining attention, being a little too friendly, and opening doors that they know should have stayed closed. And then got the nerve to call it harmless when you know it's really just emotional reaction. But here's the truth that nobody likes to be honest about. Acting single when you're in a relationship doesn't fix the relationship, it damages it. Because now the issue isn't just about what hurt you, it's how you responded to being hurt. And now trust is going to take a hit, respect is going to take a hit, and stability will absolutely take a hit. Being in a relationship means your standards don't change based on your mood. Your behavior cannot shift based on your emotions. Because if your commitment only exists when you feel good, that's not commitment, that's just convenience. So no. I don't act single just because I'm upset. If something is wrong, I address it, communicate it, and I deal with it. But I never step outside of my character to cope with my emotions because I don't just love my partner, I respect my relationship, even when I'm mad.
I think in this day and age, the whole dynamic of approaching has changed. You know, it used to be you can just walk up to somebody and even if they rejected you, that was the end of it, right? But nowadays, modern women want to pull out their phone, they want to record you, they want to put you on TikTok, they want to act a fool. And for a lot of men, I just don't think that's the way they want to live their lives.
Somebody got to say it, and I be the bitch to say it. Listen up, fellas, since y'all didn't want to set no boundaries for yourself last year, I'm setting these for y'all this year. Listen the fuck up. If you dealing with a hot and cold, that's not a mystery, that's confusion, and it's a non-negotiable, okay? If the keep you guessing, that's not chemistry, that's instability and confusion, and it's non-negotiable. If she say she like you and her actions don't match, she don't like you, she like attention, non-negotiable. Still entertaining other men, that's not options, nigga, that's disrespect, non-negotiable. You're out of here. You gotta chase communication with this. She ain't busy, she ain't interested, and that's a non-negotiable. She want boyfriend effort, man effort, husband effort, but won't give you exclusivity. That's a scam, and it's also a non-negotiable. Next, she needs social media validation. She ain't ready for a man, and she's also not ready to stop being a hoe. She ready for likes, and she ready for some, and that's a non-negotiable. Bye. She posts like she's single, but talk like she taking, she lying somewhere. Non-negotiable. Make up your mind. The entertaining exes, she's not healed. She's nostalgic. Bitch, bye. Non-negotiable. I'm just seeing where it go. It ain't going nowhere. Non-negotiable. Out of here. Bye, bitch. The make you feel like you gotta compete, you already lost. Non-negotiable. We're not losing nowhere around this. If the testing your boundaries, she's also testing your strength. And if you stay, you failed. And that's somebody gotta say it.
To understand, and what you need to understand about men is it's not necessarily that I'm afraid of marriage or commitment. I'm afraid. I'm concerned about what happens when I give you the commitment, when I give you the exclusivity, how you act a fool all of a sudden. But yeah, I mean, honestly, truly, a lot of these modern women are acting a fool well before that. So there's your sign.
Who really benefits from marriage? Because from where I'm sitting as a divorce lawyer, it's not always the women. I was talking to a pharmacist friend the other day, and she said something that really stuck out. She said, "Do you know who I dispense the most antidepressants to? Wealthy married women. Not single moms, not struggling 20-somethings, married women with picture-perfect lives and matching Range Rovers. The women who, on paper, have it all. Because when men get married, they live longer. Their income increases. Their home life becomes more stable. But women, statistically, we take on more housework, more emotional labor, more of the invisible load that slowly eats away at us. And somehow we're expected to be grateful just to have a ring. Marriage was never built for equality. It was built for security, land, labor, lineage. And in many ways, the blueprint hasn't changed. Women are still taught to center marriage like it's the end goal, while men are taught to pursue it once they're established. So what happens? Women build men. Nurture them, forgive them, stay loyal through potential, and by the time he's ready, she's depleted. And if she speaks up, she's nagging. If she stops trying, she's cold. If she wants more, she's ungrateful. Marriage works best when both people benefit, but we've created a system where the bar is on the floor for men, and women are doing the emotional gymnastics of trying to make it work anyway. So before you chase the wedding, ask yourself, will this structure nourish you or slowly drain you? Because a ring should never come at the cost of your peace. And if the price of being a wife is getting antidepressants, maybe he's the one who's getting a better deal, not you.
How do men overgive in relationships? Yes, men do overgive. I know it's a common thing that people are like, oh, it's women that overinvest or over function in relationships, but men do it too. And this is one of those things that men don't get enough credit for. But I'm also going to kind of help you stop doing that so you're not hurt. And if you like my stuff, please subscribe and like my channel, please. Thank you. Okay, first, provider overdrive guy. This is the guy that steps in and pays for things very quickly. I know there's a lot of providers out there, and this is part of your value system and who you are, and that is perfectly valid. But you need to be careful with this because sometimes you do attract users. And sometimes this might sound like just paying her rent for a little while until she gets on her feet. Paying for all of the dates constantly, doing extravagant stuff based on what she wants, not what you want. And you start to feel like a wallet rather than a human being. It's important to not do this early because that's what those types of women that use people are looking for. And sometimes deep down you do this because you're afraid she might pick a better option. So you're trying to kind of overcompensate a little bit. Or you feel like you're not enough as yourself, you're only enough with your money, which couldn't be further from the truth. A woman that genuinely loves you will love you for who you are and just being around you, your energy. She'll love that about you, not what you provide. How do you fix this? Keep the dates reasonable. Don't start paying for things too soon. Don't be paying for car repairs 2 weeks into the relationship. Only help when you see stability from her and she does reciprocate in some ways. Like maybe she brings you homemade muffins on the second date or something. And next, the rescue mission type of guy. You tend to attract women that they have a lot of trauma. They've been through this and that. You want to save her because you genuinely care about her. You see her as sweet and kind and you want to pull her away from those bad situations. She probably has constant drama with family and friends. Or she might say, no one has ever loved me right. All of my exes treated me like crap. And you believe that. Maybe she has mental health issues and she's not addressing them. That's the big one. Not working on it. Not working on getting help and addressing those. You cannot magically fix her issues. You can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make it drink type of thing. And sometimes you mistake the intensity of the relationship for connection, and that's not actually the case. And you also feel good because you feel needed. And sometimes it can be hard to date a woman that's pretty self-sufficient on her own because you don't feel as needed. But often what happens is these relationships are incredibly draining and they expect to be able to rely on you indefinitely, even when you're broken up or divorced. You have empathy for her issues without jumping in to fix it. That's the resolution for this, is so you're not ending up as a caretaker rather than a partner. Next, the guy that ends up paying just to have peace in his life. You let her constantly nag you, insult you, and guilt trip you. You walk on eggshells, and you apologize just to end the argument because she's starting arguments every 5 minutes. You might constantly cancel your plans with friends or family because she's moody that day. She uses tears or threats or withdrawal to get what she wants. She fully steps into the happy wife, happy life instead of happy spouse, happy house. You become afraid of asserting yourself in the relationship because you don't want to lose her. The reality of these types of relationships is no matter what, she will lose respect for you at some point. If you overgive, she loses respect anyways. But deep down, you know if you push it back, she'll cause chaos and drama and there won't be any peace in your life. So you're paying for the peace with your peace in a way. These relationships are incredibly common and very sad. So how do you fix this? Sometimes you just have to leave, but setting boundaries and not apologizing for them. Stating your needs once and then taking action if she doesn't follow through. Don't put up with her threats, meltdowns, or silent treatments. And be prepared to walk and follow through with anything that you promise will happen. For a lot of men, they overgive because they don't want to start over, they don't want confrontation, they don't want rejection, or they don't want to face the truth that she might not be that into him. That's something to keep in mind. So instead of keeping your standards strong, you start making sacrifices early. And that's something to keep in mind so you don't get hurt. For a lot of men, they use overgiving as a way of buying love into their relationship. And this is not always with money. For some men, it's fixing things, it's doing favors, it's tolerating her bad behavior. And it's important to stop and ask yourself, is she reciprocating? Is she stable? Does she take accountability? Does she respect your boundaries? Does she add peace to your life or does she consume it? Next, create a threshold for yourself of how much you'll give without any reciprocation, or how much you'll give in general without sacrificing your peace. It could sound like, I don't give financial support until commitment. I'm not exclusive until we agree about it. No constant texting early, instead you talk to somebody else in your life. And having no tolerance for disrespect.
I literally just watched two couples get out of a car and they had to cross a really busy street. Like there was no light or anything. And the men just ran across the street and expected the women to just follow along. The men didn't even look back to see if the women were behind them, if they made it okay. They didn't grab their hands, anything. I hate men more and more every day.
I think that we should normalize telling men that they are not financially our type.
Y'all already do. What are you talking about? I'm truly tired of some of y'all getting on here making these kind of statements or posts like you bring us newfound information. Since the beginning of time, women have always chosen a man that could provide more. Women are hypergamous by nature. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just the way it is. What are you talking about normalize? What is there to normalize? It's been this way forever.
As a 28-year-old woman who does want to get married and have children and live a very comfortable but happy life, financial stress is not something that you can take lightly, and that is not something that I am willing to have in my 60s.
So then don't. What does that have to do with the way you opened up your video? If you need and want a man that's financially stable, you go out there into the world and you get him. You're 28. You're running out of time. Get offline and prioritize the man that you are looking for. And if we're being completely honest, it's actually sad that you are 28 and you want this oh so badly, and it's clearly not that high on your priority list. Because if we're being honest with each other, if that's so important to you, you probably would have had that man already. But something tells me deep down, you can't actually obtain that man that you're looking for. Which in turn says you aren't who you think you are. That's why you think we need to normalize telling men that you're not their type or he's not your type financially. It's clear as day that you're using that as a crutch of some sort to explain why you don't have the man that you think is valuable. That is not newfound information. You are so out of touch that you don't even know the things that have been normalized for years at this point. I've never once in my life met a woman that could have exactly what she wanted from a man and she didn't have it already. Get offline. Prioritize your dating life and stop making excuses as to why you don't have the man that you actually want. Y'all keep the change.
I love my husband, and to say that I obey him is to say I honor him, to say I respect him and his choices and his decision to lead this family. I don't lead nothing. If I were to lead this family, we'd be down in the gutter because I got Afterpay, Affirm, I got all this craziness in my life. I ain't leading nothing. That's what God created him for me. He is my helpmate, and I'm to be his helpmate, not his burden, not his back talk, not the one that brings him down. And so sometimes I think that we are in such this independent mindset as women, and it's like, I'm sorry.
Guys,
Watch this video.
If you're a young man trying to build your life, if you're a guy that's still trying to grow, please stay single or date a self-sufficient woman. Not because you want to be stingy, not because you want to avoid responsibility, but because growth requires breathing space. Let's be realistic. If you are still stacking up money, trying to level up and grow, trying to increase capacity, and you enter a relationship where you are carrying full financial pressure, you will slow down. There's no two way about it. Not because we women are bad though, but because responsibility costs energy. And all these growing boys, open your ear and do like this. I know you senior me, but shut up your mouth and listen. If you are not ready financially, don't pretend to be. Don't overspend to impress. Man, no, they finish impress also. Don't go broke trying to look capable. Respect yourself. See, is it that you stay single or date someone who understands your season? Now, I give exemption to a self-sufficient woman. A self-sufficient woman, it doesn't mean she pays for everything. No. Woman goes to be woman. But it means she has her own structure. She's not surviving off you. She understands timing and she's building too. Two builders together grow faster than one builder carrying two adults. And women, this is not an attack. I'm with you guys. It's about timing and alignment. A man who is still building is not useless. It's still in process. Because even women, if we're being real with ourselves, imagine you are dating somebody that is earning like 3 million naira monthly. You now say every month you should be spending like me 1 million naira on you. Sam now, even tithes gone 10% no walk back. Listen, I like money. Hey, Jesus, I don't know how to explain to people. I like money. There's somebody that was not like a man spending on them. But see, there's a need for balance and there's a need for understanding time and season. There's time for people to live loud. There's time for you to understand situation. Do you understand? You cannot just keep taking. Let me tell you, if you have a man that you like, hold on, do like this with country is changing, the world is changing. If you are building something, build it together so that you people will not suffer together in the future. Stop saying because of what you want to do now, how you want to fit in now, you put the pressure on somebody's son. So it's not like I'm against us or for them. It's balanced. And maybe you need to make sure that you end up with a partner that people can have something worthwhile. Build something. Build them. If you park your Corolla near my Rolls Royce in the future, I will change it for you and your man. Because now I'm telling people that do your hand like this and build together. The second is buying wigs as your priority. But if you want a finished product, man, you can go ahead and look for a finished product, man.
Why do so many men avoid their wives?
The short answer is because that man does not feel good around his wife. They've got something in between them in the relationship, a block, a wall that's stopping them from connection. And when he's around her, he feels like he's less than the man he is in other situations. Maybe he feels like the man at work. Maybe he feels like the man when he's out for beers with his boys. But when he's around his woman, he doesn't feel like he's the man. That crushes a man's soul over time. And if that's the situation he has at home, I can guarantee you he's going to be spending less time at home than he probably wants to. Let me know if you agree with me down below in the comments.
Young men, you need to have a destination in your life. If you are on a date and a young lady says, well, what do you do? And you're like, it's like kind of meander. And I go on DraftKings and I own crypto and I don't know. And loser, instead it should be, I'm studying this because of this. I'm going to start a business. I'm going to work for this person. I want to be able to make this much money by this period of time to provide for a family. And I don't care how hard it gets, but I'll provide for you and provide for the kids. And I'll be the protector and the covering over the family. Follow me because I'm going to lead us. That's what they want to hear.
Free game, fellas. I need y'all to hear me out on this one because I can't make it up. Today's topic is a smokescreen. Now, if you've been in sales, you know exactly what a smokescreen is. And if you've been in the game, you know exactly what a smokescreen is. Now, if you ask a female a question and she answers the question, she could be telling the truth because the answer is relevant to the question that you asked previously. Now, if she gives you information or tells you something without you asking, like it comes out of the blue, smokescreen. You might as well believe the opposite. Females are amazing at making things sound good. And so you have to realize the reason why they're saying this thing right now, even though I didn't ask. It's not necessarily because they wanted you to know their information. It's because they're hiding some information behind the information that they just told you. This is a smokescreen. Now do with this as you will. But back when I used to listen to everything they say, that got me 100 times over. 100 times over.
As a matchmaker, I'm always looking for opportunities for my single clients to meet other singles in a natural environment. Today, I'm looking out for my single ladies who like the contractor type.
Excuse me, can you check me with the good-looking guys? I hang out here in Home Depot. Primarily, they're in lumber. In the lumber aisle.
Here I am in the lumber aisle. Don't see much happening right now, so I decided to take a walk around. Oh, there's a guy. He'd be good for someone. And sometimes you gotta be a little inconspicuous about these things, especially when you're hunting for men. Oh, there's a cute one, ladies. So I made my way back over, and again, not much happening. There wasn't really anyone here that I would set my clients up with.
Mornings, Monday to Friday.
There you go. If you luck out, try again. Monday to Friday, lumber aisle, Home Depot.
I made a video about how men are not really asking women any questions when they take them on dates. And a lot of the comments were like, yeah, I just stopped talking because, if they're not asking me questions back, I just stop asking them questions and then we sit in silence. My issue, I don't like silence at all. I don't like it at all. Like when I wake up in the morning, I immediately put on music or podcast. And that's definitely because I can't be alone with my own thoughts, but that's a TikTok for another time. So for me, if I stop asking the guy questions and he's not asking me anything and there's silence, I start to panic and then I'll go in again and I'll ask him a follow-up question about his boring commercial real estate job. I'll say, do you have to go to the office every day? Do you like that? Oh, no, tell me again about your brother's golf tournament. And then the irony is the guy always thinks that the date was amazing because I've given him a combination of a Netflix comedy special and free therapy. And he thinks it was fantastic and I'm exhausted.
It don't matter how old a man gets, he's always going to have options. Younger, finer, fitter, willing. They wasted all their time telling all these good men, oh no, you're not my type, and you too broke for me. Y'all brag about the fact that y'all don't cook. You brag about the fact that you're not cleaning for nobody. You brag about the fact that you're selfish. You brag about all these things that are contrary to what a man wants. What happens is they start approaching that wall. Once they are approaching that wall, or once they hit it, they already got kids. They're not in their prime anymore. And then they get frustrated and try to convince other women that they also don't need men because now they no longer qualify. Now what are you left with? You're broken, used, washed up, your self-worth, your dignity, all of that done gone. Now what you gonna do? You love talking about yourself and you can do bad all by yourself and it's all about me and because I'm the one, because I'm the prize. Where are your results then? If you're the prize, who's the prize winner? If you're the prize, where is the collector of the prize?
I don't know what a feminine man is. I don't
know exactly what it is. You honestly feel threatened by them because that's the one thing that you probably lack as a human is this empathy vehicle that you're so afraid to lay claim to when really it's necessary for your manhood. Mm-hmm. I believe that the most well-rounded individuals, male and female, must have the ability to be what y'all call this masculine. When it's as a woman, it's like when it's two becomes one, there's got to be some bleed over. There's this purge. There's this sauce that you make of a man's masculinity and a woman's femininity. Those things don't, just like y'all mesh, so does that energy. I would not expect my woman to not pick up some sort of masculine traits, but these are mine. I get to watch her use my slang, carry that like I carry it. That's the most beautiful thing. As long as we call it a war, we will forever be intimidated when we see it in ourselves. But that's really just women touch you in a way that make you softer, bro.
Yeah,
and you must acquire that to survive.
Fellas, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I don't think you guys realize this, but your superpower with a female is safety. The things we will do if you make us feel physically, mentally, emotionally safe is out of this world. And before you come for me and make some weird comments, make sure that the woman you're choosing is not only a good reflection of you, but actually wants to date you. Not only that, but if her intentions are to be a wife, to go long term, you'll be fine in this dynamic. But your judgment of character with choosing the correct female might alter this, because some ladies are out there having fun and doing their thing, just like you've probably done your thing in the past. And if you have poor judgment on any of which I just said, then don't even use this, because then you'll just have such a hatred towards women when you are just picking the wrong ones. But I digress. Safety. It's as simple as that. Don't make us feel like we have to overthink, overguess, second guess, question 1,000 different things. A lot of us have baggage, a lot of us have trauma, and maybe you do too, but when you're in a healthy relationship, when you are with somebody who isn't giving you the signs that they're doing that, when you are with someone who actually is investing themselves into you and showing you and telling you that they are only interested in you, safety.
Why do men have a hard time helping women? Men will stand there. The women will have all the bags, the kids, the suitcases, the luggage. She'll be doing everything. And he's just standing here.
24 hours later.
I believe that the strength of a woman is also what makes men respect us even more. We are not necessarily damsels in distress here. Damsels in distress here. We can open doors for ourselves. We can do things for ourselves. But it's okay for a woman to be strong. It's okay for a woman to be independent. Woman to be strong. It's okay for a woman to be independent.
Anything you can do, I can do better. Why do men have a hard time helping women?
Well, there was a Twitter storm yesterday where a woman tweeted about some guy trying to help her with her luggage, getting out of the compartment in the plane, and she regarded him as an oppressor.
Misogyny. Big time.
So, and guys are getting their heads bitten off, or certainly getting an earful just for helping. It's confusing for guys. So the urge to be nice is there.
And it's too confusing, so just don't bother.
Yeah.
Don't bother.
Nothing brings a smile to the face of Lord Destro like seeing a strong, independent woman holding some heavy bags in front of a large staircase. Hot summer days, broken down cars, and crying.
I don't need no man.
Women.
I have accomplished more in my 3 years than I did in 30 because I chose to have a partner who's not a loser, who wants to support me, who believed in my dreams more than I ever did. I was in a 6-year relationship with someone. I ended up marrying the person, and I could not move up in my life. He moved up. His income went from $60,000 to $160,000. We ended up, having properties because I kept on saying that. I kept on wanting to do those things. His life improved significantly. My health, wealth, and everything else plummeted in those 6 years. Like absolutely everything, because self-abandonment never pays off. But then as soon as I switched and I left that person and I decided to have on a good partner, my health improved. My mental health improved. My business aspirations improved, where I literally quit a 9-to-5 stressful job and I get to enjoy my life doing the one thing I love the most, which is helping women become more and more confident and trust themselves. That is how powerful choosing the right person will be for you. I have been the healthiest that I've ever been. I don't have stomach aches. I don't have acne. I don't have mental fog all the time. I was constantly anxious. I would constantly think of the worst case scenarios. I was constantly ruminating. I was constantly changing myself and trying to negotiate with someone else's bad temper and bad mood. Today, I wake up and I'm excited for the day. I feel happy. I think of all the possibilities that are possible for me. Every single one of them, I achieve them. I don't believe that no is even a thing. I just think you just have to adjust. It's a redirection. Before, everything was just scary. That is how powerful it is who you spend your company around. Yeah, that's the video.
You see men finally starting to walk away in mass and disappear from approaching, from courting, from pursuing. It's probably because your risk, your cost benefit has shifted too far away from it being worth it. A lot of men like to say the juice isn't worth the squeeze.